All right, I'm going to make a quick video to show you guys how I've been drawing the supply and the demand levels. And I'm going to use Tesla as an example for it. And then also just show you guys real quick a trade that I took on SPY that was worked out pretty well. So for Tesla, what I do is I start off with the weekly. And in this case, it's in a weekly demand zone right now. So I'm just going to draw it in just to show you guys. Here would be a weekly. So it's in this weekly area right now. How I drew it is bottom left has a red candle. And then from there was a sharp move forward or upward from that area. And then took off quite a bit from that point. I mean, that's this area here with that fast, aggressive move upward tells me that there's likely more large buy orders sitting here, because when the large institutions place a big order, it's not like when we do. They have so much money that they have to break it up. They don't have to, but they usually do. So if this is a big order here and the price just starts taking up from here, it comes back to retest this area. There's likely a lot more orders still sitting here. So that's the idea between supply and demand. So with that in mind, we're in a weekly right here. So I know now that just in general, Tesla is in a weekly zone. So I'm just going to delete it so that I don't have too much on my chart, because I just like when there's less on it, and just put down here that it's in a, that right now it's in a daily actually as well. So if you can see here, zoom in, red candle followed by three big green days tells me there's a lot of buy orders likely still sitting here. You could do a daily here if you want. I'm just going to note to myself that it's in a daily and a weekly demand zone, and then just look on tinier time frames so that I can look for a day trade or a scalp trade on Tesla. And here's a 4-hour. So this is a pretty good example of a 4-hour. You can see small red candle on the left followed by a big move up. So I'll draw that in here and just put a little line here and mark that as 4H. And shade it blue. So that's a 4-hour. I don't see anything up. Here we go. Here's a 4-hour supply for Tesla. It's going to be the same thing, only rather than being a red candle on the left followed by a large move upward, it's going to be opposite effect. So a green candle top followed by a large red candle downward. That's for supply, and that means a lot of large sell orders here. Possibly look for a retest in that area, and when it is, there's idea being there's a lot more sell orders sitting there, and you want to just capture that. So I'm going to draw these red in. It's also formed one right here. Another 4-hour. And then 3-hour. I don't see anything here. This looks like it could be one, but since it's this candle here is red, I'm going to ignore it. 2-hour. Everything looks the same. A 90-minute. 1-hour. 45-minute. And a 30-minute. You can do a 15-minute if you want. All right, so there's really not a whole lot here. So for Tesla right now, I would be looking for, I'll draw this, make this all blue. I just like to have it so that I know this is buy orders. It also tells me, for me personally, I never anymore, I've learned not to short, no matter how good it looks, to short in a demand zone. I just don't do it anymore. So on this case, I would be looking to see if we bounce around this 644 area, 645 area, and if we can catch a bid here or down here at 631, 632 area, and take off from here, that would be a nice day trade. And you could put your stop right here just below this. So my stop would be, say, actually that's kind of that would be a lot for a day trade. But if you get in here on a smaller time frame, say it's a 30-minute, and during the day it starts going up here a little bit, maybe it's around 660, 670, it starts pulling back down here to the 644, 645 area. If it starts bouncing here, you could have your stop be the low a day, or just below that, or previous right here. You could have the stop be just a few points away. I use a pretty tight stop. So my idea is it either needs to work out of these zones right away, or it's just not going to work out. So that's pretty much how you draw them. It just takes time. I mean, it's not. You get used to it, I guess. You just keep doing it over and over. You just start to see them. So here's an example, real quick, on the S&P. So also there's the website for the Discord link. So I have this up. So this was when Jay Powell was talking, and we were in a demand zone. So he was saying stuff that was not good for the market, but we were in a demand zone. So I wasn't looking to really short yet. And then as soon as we came into this zone, I'll show it to you real quick. It caught a bit and we just took off. And I mean, this trade was quick. So you can see here, I mean, this trade happened around 1:30. It was like just a few minutes, and it was a 40% return. So here's the fills. I bought in at, this is on Eastern time, so this would be 1:38 Central time, so 2:38 Eastern. Bought 5 SPY calls, and then 3 minutes later, about 4 minutes later, sold them for a 40% return on here, just by using the supply and demand. So here is that one. I went back. You can go back on these on TradingView. It's pretty nice. You just do a replay function and rewind, I think it's called, and you go to whatever time period you like and just kind of replay it. So here it is. This is around the time when Jay Powell starts talking, and I'm gonna do a 1 minute. Actually, I'll do a 5 minute. Once we get into the zone, though, I'll do a 1 minute just so that you can watch it. So if you look right here, that already looks really bad. I mean, that big candle. And let's go to a 1 minute. So he's talking, he's not saying anything good. People are shorting the market, retail shorting. And I'm just looking to see if we get some buy orders in this 45-minute buy zone, demand zone. Okay, it's about to get here. All right, I'm gonna start right here. Okay, so now it's in this zone. Now I'm gonna watch to look for orders coming in. It's gonna react fast in these zones. So if you see it slice right through, like it looks like it's gonna do right here, don't take the trade. I mean, these aren't foolproof. There's times when there's no orders there and it just doesn't work. You just close out right away, take your loss. But in this case, I'm watching it come in here. I'm watching the tape. I see that some buy orders are coming in. And so what I do is I just set my stop just below here to 372. So I was just thinking, if it works out, it'll work out from this zone right away. If not, I'll risk 50 cents. It doesn't really matter. It's in a demand zone. The idea being, if it can't hold 372, no reason other than just 372 is a whole number, it's in this demand zone, then I'll just stop out. So let me zoom in on a little bit. Okay, and then hit play. There's some buyers coming in. And then got out right here. So from, and that little move right there, which I'll just replay it again real quick for you. Came into this demand zone. The market sold off into this zone pretty heavy. From up here, 379 all the way down to 372 fast. And then there's orders here, and they just, you know, work. Almost immediately. I got out right there. The reason I got out there was because, and this is the last thing, this is real important. If you zoom out, do a 4 hour, this area here, this gap fill, looks like a gap fill. So if I were looking at SPY, which I don't use the SPY chart, I'm just using this for an example because I don't want to have to mess up my all the drawings I have on my other one right now. Plus I know you guys use it a lot, so you're more familiar with these numbers. I would be thinking that I'm going to get this whole gap fill. But then you got to remember, like, market makers know that. So they're watching that too. And if you look on a futures chart, ES, there was a sell zone, a supply zone right there. So that's why I took the profits right away, which looks right away, you know, but that was a 40% return in about 4 minutes. And I had a pretty good idea of where the sellers were versus here with SPY. I think this is going to be a gap fill. You don't see anything. That's why I like ES. So that's it for now. Thanks.